Hello friends, this is my video on alchemy in English. So alchemy is considered as a mysterious science. Alchemy was practiced in Europe, Africa, Asia, Middle East, everywhere. Alchemy has got a lot of scope and people consider it as a miraculous science by which you can make gold. Then basically it consists of two things, three things in fact: Loha Siddhi, Deha Siddhi, and then attaining salvation or moksha. So Loha Siddhi is about converting the metal into gold, silver, etc., and making money out of it. And Deha Siddhi is like making the body free from diseases. So other than that, it spiritual point of view, you can attain supernatural powers and attain moksha. So there are these three aspects of Indian Rasayana Shastra or Bharat Vigyan. So he traveled far from India to other places, maybe other places like Africa or Egypt or Europe, and everybody were curious of it, and many people made a lot of gold. And Tibetan royal family made almost 16 generations of one family lived a life, lavish life out of these techniques of alchemy, and they made uh, clothes made of gold, and their buildings were made of golden bricks. There was golden carpets, and their family was very famous. And many kings, many different kings in the same dynasty lived this way, and they were famous for that. And later we know that after in the modern times there was Chinese invasion, and in Guruji's book it is mentioned that probably it was due to this alchemy knowledge they want to gain that they attacked Tibet due to for attaining a book. And the Chinese couldn't get that book, and that one monk, Buddhist monk, took it from the Lhasa monastery and ran into India through the Rohtak Pass. And I think he reached India, and probably he died before handing over this secret text to an Indian monk. And from there, the story goes further that this Indian monk could not understand, and it was in probably Tibetan language. And then he tried to take photostat or xerox of that, and some Englishman noticed it, and he took a copy of it from that shop, and further it was sent to America. It was sold to a millionaire. He made royalty, and the story goes like this. So, but then another Indian found this text from this Indian monk, and then they practiced it, and they achieved success and made gold. So gold was in fact indeed made by the Indian monk using that book. So Guruji in modern times studied many books. He went to Tibet and roamed all over Himalayas, and achieved practical wisdom of this mercurial science or alchemy. And he taught it to disciples as well. And it was almost extinct from India. He resurrected it again. So mercury has also significance in Ayurveda, and it is believed that if an Ayurvedic doctor doesn't know mercurial science or alchemy, then he cannot become rich, or he can't make much money and become famous. So alchemy was considered important in Ayurveda also, but modern Ayurvedic physicians and people probably they know only theoretically, they don't know the practical aspect of it. There are Nikhil-Gurdji's disciples who does that practically, and in Guruji's book called Alchemy Tantra from Mercury to Gold, the first 8 sanskars of Mercury has been thoroughly explained. And then once you complete the 8 sanskar, then the Mercury becomes ready for making gold, since all its impurities are removed. The Mercury we get from market has poison or impurities, so it has to be handled very carefully, otherwise it can harm your eyes, it can cause uh, problems to your hairs, body. So you should wear goggles, cover your head. Many precautions should be taken, and should be practiced only under an expert alchemist. So, so that knowledge further it was transmitted to disciples, and many disciples practiced it. And then there is Raseshwari Diksha in Tantra, which makes you an adept in alchemy. So alchemy is a very vast science, and it is believed that one who attains proficiency in 108 sanskars of Mercury becomes Lord Shiva himself, and whoever practices alchemy surely goes to Shiva Lok as per ancient text. So we have Parath Shivling at home. These are made by 8 sanskars of Mercury, and if you established Parath Sanskarit shivling at your home, then definitely Lakshmi also stays in that home, because wherever there is Parad, there is presence of Lakshmi as well. So Parad is considered as a important mystic element, Mercury. So the science goes that if you convert some elements like Mercury is near to gold, I think in the configuration, electron proton configuration. So you can, once you subject it to heating or you try to transform it using mantra, then this configuration of protons, electrons change, number changes and get converted into gold. So similarly, there is in nuclear science an instrument called cyclotron, and if you it's used in nuclear science. So if you rotate that machine at high speed, then the configuration changes, and that is used in nuclear science. So that the theory goes that this alchemy has been evolved and became chemistry and further into nuclear sciences. So important science, alchemy. Still, it is considered mystery, but in modern times, maybe people consider it a superstition or some Lupta Vidya, but it is still existing due to the efforts of our Nikhil Gurudev. So Nikhil Gurudev was a very adept foremost master in uh, alchemy, and he probably he knew all the 108 samskarans of mercury, and that is, if you understand 8 samskarans, you can make pure mercury, and then you can use other techniques to convert it into gold. And if you continuously do 18 sanskars, then automatically it gets converted into gold. So it may not be easy. You have to buy a mortar, and in modern society people may feel odd at you. Those problems exist, but once you success after practicing it for a few days or weeks or months or years, then it's good for you. And you can get amounts whenever you get small amount of gold, you can cash it in shops, gold with goldsmith, or you can live a rich life. Other than this, we have practices tantra sadhanas in tantra, like tara, yakshini, bhairav, kuber, danda, yaksh, all those. Then they give mercury, they give gold, and they can teach you alchemy as well. Some of them, maybe yakshini, can teach you alchemy. They are guardians to wealth, or they are guardians to gold, nithi in fact. So they have much more gold than the devatas in heaven, the yakshas. So these they know this all these procedures of alchemy, and it is, and you know that their world is near to earth, near Himalayas. It's called Alakapuri, and the yakshas world. So they are guardians of these treasures, and it's an interesting science, alchemy. But alchemy in modern times is less practiced, and we disciples of Nikhil Gurudev has access to this alchemy of science, since Guruji has written this book. And he tried to write his second book, in which in the first book 8 sanskars and methods of gold making were explained. He tried to write a book, second book, probably it explained all the 18 sanskars, but that couldn't get published and during his lifetime. And but that is, his efforts were immensely appreciated. And the original book in Hindi on alchemy was further translated into English for South Indian readers. So that book has become lupt now, but that book is available freely in the internet in some guru disciples website for free download. And that is a very interesting book, an authoritative book on modern alchemy. So alchemy has many aspects, many procedures. First of all, when you buy alchemy from modern chemical shops, they are poisonous. It has to be handled very carefully, otherwise it may even cause your death if it enters inside your body. It's dangerous chemical, mercury. So if you do samskaran as per this book, 8 samskars, becomes purified. So a mercury which has done 8 purification procedures is used for making mercury shivling, or mercury balls, or mercury, a Durga idol of mercury, or a Lakshmi idol of mercury, whatever it is. But and if you further refine it, and or if you do 18 sanskar, then it is ready, it will become gold. Or another thing you can do, you can complete 8 sanskar, and then you can use special techniques to convert it into gold. Those techniques are explained in the book Alchemy Tantra from Mercury to Gold by Gurudev. And I think it is not available in nowadays, but it is freely available. Some persons who wanted to help others has took PDF of it, and have put it in the internet for free download. So, but it's not about reading the book, it's about practicing that book and attaining the siddhi. It's a siddhi in fact, because the change happens when your mind attains a specific mindset. And similar, like in Tantra, when your mind reaches Turiya, you get siddhi. Similarly, when your mind achieves a state, you get success in alchemy, when it is done through mantratmak way or in chemical way, when heat is used to convert this metal into mercury, then that procedure should be that perfect. So the first aspect may be called as mantric, and the other one which follows the system can be called more of alchemy tantra. So there are other methods as well using herbs. There are many methods explained in the book, and Bharat Mala and Bharat Ring are very good if you wear it on your body. So that can give you kaya kalp rejuvenation. If you are old age, then your mind will be rejuvenated. It will never get old. You'll have young feeling in your mind, and that will help you. And once you offer water on Paras Shivling and apply it on body, that is again useful for rejuvenation or kaya kalp. So mercury is an element which is available in modern market. You can buy it in websites, but you should be careful because those mercury which you bought are not original. They are chemically treated. They are not original samskarized mercury as to this Indian mercury. They are chemically treated and they are made to mold into shape, but they are not original mercury. They can be considered original. So original mercury is to be made by the samskarized Indian method itself, not by some chemical treatment. So while buying mercury from market, mercury items, Bharat items, so you should be careful because many of them are fake, which are available in the market. So mercury, uh, in olden days when people, rishis had a lot of gold which are made from alchemy, which these gods taught or through tantra, then that gold that rishi used to give as to the king during time of war when the king needed money. So this gold entered Indian society, and then later we have stories history that foreigners invaded India and took away the gold. But even today it remains in our society, and today when we call India Sone ki Chidiya, the sona or gold came due to these hard efforts of such rishis who further gave it to kings, and king distributed to the poor in the society. That's how this much gold came in Indian society. And during trade we gave gold to other countries, it reached other countries, then we taught alchemy to other countries, probably Greece or Iran or Africa, Europe, it reached there. So alchemy is a science which gradually, it was not even extinct. Even in the 80s there are reports that Indian monk probably, and he openly demonstrated alchemical capabilities in India before an audience, and it was proven, he has practically proven that gold can be made in 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It was still alive in society, probably among monks in the Himalayas, and this was an important science. But probably in modern world there are not enough laws to make it legal because they don't know the procedure. They can understand, so they can declare it to be legal. So that has to be proved legally, means the government has to convince, maybe I don't know, maybe international regulations might be there, I don't know, but still we can use make small quantities of gold and use for our purpose, which is good, because finally they should consider it seriously heavily, because the cash reserves are dependent on the gold, the cash amount or the cash capability is dependent on the gold reserves, and gold is very important in India. Among Indian women, gold is properly used in marriages. We have that culture, unlike many other European countries. So gold exists a lot in India, even after independence, when the Britishers left us as a poor country, made us poor. Even then, still gold used to exist in our society. And alchemy is considered as the Vidya of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is the most the Purushottam, or more than that, he is a complete man who is full of power, the power of Bhagavan Shiva, and he taught alchemy to yakshas maybe, and the Kubera, and there is a yaksha who is higher level than Kubera called then the Yaksh, who is keeper or gatekeeper of Mata Lakshmi, of Vishnu's consort. So even Indra comes to these gods or demigods or yakshas for getting money from them. So that is a legend associated with them. So gold has been always part of our culture, and there are references in Puranas about golden colored flowers like Kalyana Sogandhigam, and those legends and stories and poems in our Itihas gives much importance to gold. And mercury is an important element. So gold is considered as that which is kept at the as the mukut of the devas, the crown of the devas. But mercury is an even more important element since it can make gold and convert one metal to another. So mercury is considered a very important, most important element. The science of mercury is alchemy or science shastra or Parat Vigyan. So the name is Parat or Paras in Hindi, and different Indian languages have different name. So alchemy is a very curious science which many foreigners were envious of this science in early days, and Britishers, when they understood that these people have the capability to make gold, they shot down 104 alchemists in India in one shot, and they tried to make it extinct. But still, gold was alchemy was practiced in India. Britishers used to, and Mughals especially, and Britishers tried to um, get rid of this from Indian society, and because they thought India will become rich again and will not come under their control. Even the Mughal Emperor Akbar used to learn alchemy secretly from a tantric which he imprisoned in his palace, and used to go visit him at night and learn alchemy. So probably alchemy was at peak during the Mughal era in India. There was many books written, and then there is about Kankani Tantra, where a woman is made to sit, and she is worshipped as a lady, and then when she looks at the iron kept in front of her, it gets converted to mercury due to the power of her eyes. Her Samohan Shakti is amazing. Such practices have been proven correct by Gurudev practically, and those are not just stories, because Guruji believed what is seen with one's eyes is truth, and not one just you read in the books. So those practices have been accomplished, alchemy practices, and alchemy can cure diseases, alchemy can give strength to your body, alchemy has many other uses. But you should be careful, because in modern society, the mercury what we get from shops, they are poisonous, they are not sanskarit. So sanskars, 108 sanskars are available from mercury totally, but nobody knows 108 sanskars. But at least we have the names of it, and whoever does 108 sanskars become Lord Shiva himself. If you learn 8 sanskar itself, you can make pure mercury, and you can do special techniques to make into gold. And if you know 18 sanskars of mercury, that is considered as a great, very great achievement. There are still people who knows alchemy in our country. That is a big boon, and it's full credit to Gurudev for making this science available to the common man. So if modern science doesn't know about alchemy, it's the problem that they couldn't understand, or they couldn't perfect it, or they couldn't achieve it. That doesn't mean that they should deny it. They should try to understand. If it doesn't know, they should say doesn't know, because the time has come for the promotion of tantra and alchemy around the world. So in America also, there is a book called Change to Gold was released as per Guruji's book, and this gold was sold in millions and bought him a lot of royalty. So in that he explained story of a person who studied alchemy from an Indian monk, and he practiced it for 6 years, and finally he got success. And he was so motivated that he used to tell that if I fail in producing gold, it's only me that's getting failed. But if I succeed, then even future generations can lead a great life. That was his motivation, and finally he achieved success. So this has been practiced everywhere, and people knows about this. And there have been cases where foreigners took away books, cheating monks from India took it to, and some books they took to Europe, America. So stories are there about this alchemy, and people were really curious, and the enemies were jealous about this alchemy capabilities of Indians. So upon earth there are Siddh people who, or perhaps people who believe, who knows alchemy on earth. And if you are curious, and it is believed that you may get connection between these people, and they will teach you the more secrets of alchemy. So who are you can even become immortal using alchemy. It's a very important science. And so Loha Siddhi, Deha Siddhi, and Moksha Prapti, three aspects of alchemy. So alchemy, when they travel to the west, they become curious of it. They experimented, they made their own theories. Some succeeded after much practice. So they knew that there is such a science. So, and another aspect of alchemy is it can give you samohan or magnetism. If you wear parad ring and parad mala around your neck, you will become very magnetic. And wherever there is parad, there will be Lakshmi, Aishwarya. So Lakshmi is almost compelled to come to the house where there is Parad Shivling, Parad Mercury, sorry, Parad Lakshmi, all those things. And If you place it in the north east direction, it's considered ideal Paradalakshmi. And you can offer not only Parad Lakshmi, Parad Durga is made, Parad Kali is made, Parad Shivling is made, Parad Sri Yantra is made, Parad Mudriga, Parad Mala, Parad Charan Padura. There are so many items of Parad available with Gurudam, and these, when kept in house, is considered very auspicious. And Aishwarya Lakshmi stays in your house, and so Parad is considered as an important element. And whoever achieves Siddhi in Parad, he will go to Shivlok after his death. And it is not about just making money, it's about your mental transformation as well. So transformation happens in alchemy, and your mind changes, and you can achieve supernatural powers like flying in the air, becoming immortal even. And there are so many siddhis achieved through parads, and loha siddhi, deha siddhi, and then the final salvation can be achieved. So it's a complete science in itself. mercury Mercurial science, like tantra or hypnosis, samohan shastra, and other sciences. Mercurial science or Paradvigyan is a complete science which through which you can achieve everything. And the guru of the Daman Shukracharya, I think, he attained Sanjeevani Vidya and brought back Damans back to life. And there are many such stories about all those things coming back to life, and many such things. I don't know if it's possible through Paradvigyan, but I think this Vigyan is popular among all jatis in the world, like Devas, Damans, Manushya Jati also. And so everybody is curious of the science. And Sakshal Lakshmi is worshipped as the goddess of wealth, and she she's guarded her world Vaikunda. Vishnu Loka is guarded by Danda Yaksh, who is the brother of Lakshmi, and he's a Yaksha, and they are all guardians of treasure, and they are all adepts in mercurial science or alchemy. So alchemy is an important science, and here I've given an intro to alchemy, and hope it will give you inspiration to study further alchemy, and maybe if possible practice it and make gold. All the best. Thank you.